everyone, and welcome to the demo of Herald, the interactive period drama, which is a choice-driven point-and-click adventure. Let's just jump right in and try it out. Yep, let's start with Book 1, Ire and Irreverence. Greatly inspired by events that took place during the 19th century, the story is set in an alternate version of history.
No sense of sound.
Alright.
No smell of air. Breathless.
Poor rooster. It shouldn't be at the bottom of the ocean. I think there's been a
I drifted among faceless shapes
battle of ships up there.
without a clear distinction of form.
Oh look, something else that shouldn't be underwater. A human.
Blinded. Until someone or something made me soar.
Alright.
Higher and higher still I went. That is all I can remember.
Alright. So are we gonna work on getting our memory back, or...?
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Now sit down. I'm sorry, but you can't leave until you tell me. Where are you from? And what is it that you seek in the colonies?
Yes, I came from the West and I'm looking for my roots.
I was raised in the West. I'm visiting the colonies in search of my roots.
Do you or do you not swear allegiance to the Lord Protector as a servant of his protectorate?
Huh. I don't know. I'm not very well versed, in that part of British history, I must say. Let's do silence.
You don't have to speak. Your uniform already betrayed you.
Alright.
The bright blue fabric, the golden stitching. It tells me that you are part of the crew on one of their ships, probably a merchant vessel.
Yeah.
The embroidery even says that you are the captain of that ship. Impressive. But what happened to your ship, Captain?
Well, I'm guessing it sank. Well, do I know? Let's go for I'm tired.
I'm sorry, I'm getting really tired. I'd like to take some rest. We can talk later.
Are you trying to buy time? That's not going to work.
Why are you holding me captive?
Why are you keeping me here? Locked up like some sort of animal?
I'll let you go when I decide I've heard enough.
Okay.
Now, is this journal yours?
If it was found... Well, no. If he was the captain, then would it not be the logbook? I guess it could be a personal journal, but fine. Where did you get that?
Where did you get that? Who gave that to you?
It says Devon Rensburg inside. Is that you?
I mean, yes, that's me.
All right. I'm Devon Rensburg. And yes, that is mine.
I already know it's yours. I'll give it back to you once you've enlightened me on its contents. Now read it for me. And remember, I expect the truth. Again, where are you from? And what is it that you seek in the colonies?
I mean, I personally do not know. Fine. I just wanted to get away from everything.
Fine. I'll give you the long version. It's not like I have any choice. I come from the West, born here in the colonies, but raised in the capital of the Protectorate homeland. A city that was never kind to me.
No,
Sick of the citizens and their
I don't
customs,
imagine it would be.
I decided to leave that place and never go back. I had heard about someone in the harbour recruiting men for a merchant ship sailing to the east. It was a standard trading mission along the Indigo route. I had never worked on a ship before, but enlisting in the merchant navy was the only way for me to acquire passage across the sea.
All right.
So that's what I did. The recruiter, Aaron Ludlow was his name, took me in a rowing boat out of the harbour. And there she was, his lordship's vessel, Herald.
Okay. So that's the name of the ship. Fair enough. Yes, irony, reverence. And there's the rooster again. Oh, I like that.
By God, Ludlow, have you read this?
No, sir, I haven't.
Your people seem to be causing a lot of unrest in the colonies lately.
My people, sir?
Well, you know.
I don't know, sir.
The indigo farmers, they claim the trade does not benefit them enough. They accuse the Lord Protector of abuse of power and demand fairer wages.
And I would say that they're right.
The local regent has yet to respond, but I fear he will cave into the pressure.
Is that why we have the politician on board?
Yes, Senator Morton is the regent's brother-in-law, and he's going to help him with the complex politics of this affair. He's also accompanying the regent's daughter safely back to the colonies.
Okay.
Remember to treat both of them with respect.
Sir.
Is there anything else you brought from shore?
Well, apart from the new recruit, a letter, sir, addressed to Senator Morton.
Well, what are you waiting for? Give it to me.
But, sir, it's not your...
Not meant for you.
My ship, my rules, Ludlow. You know this. Besides, I don't think Mr. Morton has anything to hide from me. He better not.
May I remind you he is
He's
a
a
protectorate official,
politician,
sir.
so of course he does.
And so am I. You there. What do you think, boy? Should I open the letter or not?
No. I mean, I guess warning him?
Don't open it, sir. It's none of your business, and the Protectorate won't like it.
Really now? But what if it's important? What if it's something I need to know in order to keep the peace among the crew and passengers? I am the captain after all, and I have the responsibility to know everything. You should remember that, Mr.
Mr. Rensburg.
Mr. Rensburg, sir. Devon Rensburg. Delighted to make your acquaintance, Captain.
Captain Cornelius Hendricks. Nice to have you aboard the Herald. Rensburg. I assume you understand that there are rules here. Officer Ludlow will give you the lowdown on them during your tour of the ship.
Of course.
Sir, I have other...
But first, Ludlow, I'd like you to find Senator Morton and send him here. I need to talk to him about this letter of his. Be quick about it. I'll send Rensburg off to you in a moment.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Be sure to see me on deck, Devon.
Sure.
So then, Rensburg, I take it you must be returning home to your family?
I explained that my family lived in the Protectorate.
I'm a Protectorate citizen. My home is in the capital. But it's time that I see my country of birth, and hopefully find out who the people were that gave me up for adoption. I know my father is a Protectorian, and my mother is originally from the colonies. It won't be easy to find them. That's why I'm writing everything that might help me with my search down in my journal.
Yes. Yes, I see. Well, you should look at my globe then, Rensburg. As you see, the colonies are very big. You should write it in your journal. Well, off you go to your tour of the ship. Have a nice...
Not a very helpful thing to write down, really. I was told to exit the captain's cabin and meet with Officer Ludlow. You can click to inspect objects that are highlighted when you select them with the cursor. Try this on the globe.
There was a globe in the room. The ornate rooster on top stretched his wings out over the world, as if protecting it.
I wasn't aware that the British used roosters a lot. But yeah, you'll get a notification every time Devon adds new information to his journal. Move your cursor to the top of the screen to make the journal appear and click to open it. Alright. The journal has 4 sections. You can switch between them using the tabs on the right side. Devon has just added something to the encyclopedia section. The encyclopedia contains background information about the world of Herald. Try to find all the events by exploring the ship. Have a look at the other tabs or click outside the journal to close it and end the tutorial. Alright. Alright.
The paper stand on the captain's desk was filled with letters stamped with a Protectorate seal. Cornelius Hendricks seemed to be an important man.
Well, he certainly thinks so himself.
The captain's newspaper lay open on his desk. Colony unrest, it said. The rest was too difficult to read from a distance.
I imagine it would be. Anything else? What's this?
The captain's cabin was one of the few places on the ship.
Oh.
The crew didn't have such luxuries at all.
No, of course not.
Looking at the display cabinet, I wondered what his collection of exotic and antique weapons said about the captain's character.
I mean, it's probably to display power. You know?
Well, I would assume he's reading your letter right now, Mr. Morton.
Yep.
I sincerely hope you're joking.
Nope.
No, on the contrary, sir. At sea, the captain makes his own rules. As far as I can tell, our captain is king on the Herald, sir. The crew his loyal subjects.
Yeah.
Officer, there are several reasons why the people got rid of the king back in the day. This is precisely the sort of thing that led us to abolish the monarchy.
Huh?
I'm going to have a word with Captain Hendricks now. Please carry on.
Have fun.
Not one, but two large ornate compasses stood on the poop deck near the ship's wheel. Protectorate design seems to favor perfect symmetry.
Completely unnecessary, though.
I was quite often tempted to take over the wheel and sail us on a random course towards adventure, but that wouldn't have been a smart move.
Nope. Definitely not. The captain may seem a bit gruff sometimes, but he's a good man, cares about his crew. Will you miss it? The capital, I mean? No.
The
Probably
bilge
not.
pump on the weather deck was used every day. Even in good weather, some water tends to end up below decks.
Yep.
Looking through the grate, I could see the gun deck below.
Alright.
That, Devon, was Senator Lewis Morton.
Yeah, I got that.
Did you see the look on his face when I told him the captain opened his letter? Pure agony.
Let's just remain silent.
He would have found out sooner or later anyway. People have a hard time adjusting to life outside the capital. On the open sea, the rules tend to change, but customs don't change with them. Mr. Morton is a prime example of that, and you will probably experience the same. The
Sure.
trick, though, is to accept change. It's something that people like Morton will never understand. But you might.
I mean, he does want change. He said as much. Or he has said as much, so.
If there's anything I want, then it's change. To finally be able to do things differently for a while. I'm done with the old rules.
There's a reason I picked you from the lot. I rarely choose anybody who is unfit for a life at sea. Now for your tour. Welcome aboard His Lordship's vessel, Herald.
Thanks. Yeah, I like the
A
rooster.
Cromwellian-class Protectorate clipper launched in 1851. As one of the fastest sailing ships in the mercantile fleet, she can reach a top speed of 18 knots.
Hmm?
During her short life, she has already set multiple records sailing to the colonies and back along the famous Indigo route.
Let's ask about the records.
What records did she break?
Several speed records, of which the most important one was the race against the DeWitt-class clipper HLV Crowing. The Herald beat her by 3 days on a return voyage from the colonies to the capital.
Okay.
She set a record time of 78 days, 5 hours, and 16 minutes. Now let's move on to the deckhouse.
Alright.
As strapping as sailors come, even they can't lift most cargo without the use of a dolly winch.
Hello. Guangzhou. You'd think hauling up the sloop would be an easy task, but it looks like you'd be wrong.
The Cromwellian-class ship type is named after one of the Protectorate's founding fathers, Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah.
These ships are merchant clippers, built with trade in mind. Making money is their sole purpose. The Herald is an indigo clipper, which means she mainly takes shipments of indigo powder to the Protectorate homeland. With this powder, we make the paint that coats the hulls of our ships, and the dye that gives the fabric of our clothes its bright blue hue.
Okay. I'm not gonna say that. Ask Lolo about the importance of the
I
trade.
don't really get it. Why is blue paint so important?
You've lived in the capital, Devon. Never noticed the rooftops of its buildings or the clothes of its people? Everything has been colored blue there.
Hmm.
The color blue touches on much that the Protectorate holds dear. And indigo is made from a plant that produces the only known blue dye that withstands heavy wear. Until anybody finds a cheaper substitute, the indigo trade remains an invaluable part of our economy.
Yeah.
I never really thought about blue dye in that way. Sounds like a huge undertaking.
It is, but that's not without reason. After all, the Protectorate is built upon free market principles that foster progress through supply and demand.
Yeah.
Its people get paid an equal share for the work they do, and with this money they are free to do with as they wish. I am not fond of life on shore, but even I can see that the system works. For most people at least.
Yeah.
Now, onto the bow of the ship.
The lifeboats of the Herald had a capacity of 12 persons per boat. This was just enough to carry all the crew and passengers that were currently on board.
Better than the Titanic. Mathieu Perrault. Now, try to heave a bit more evenly, Daniel. You're not heaving the same thing. I'm trying. Brennan O'Byrne. Ready when you are. Hjalmar Olsson. I can see my house from up here. Sylvain Perrault. You related to that one? You want to travel on the Herald, you'll have to work for it. Well, except if you're the senator or his niece. Life on a ship isn't too hard if you know how to live it. Robert Stockson?
Taking a short break to get water from the scuttlebutt was usually just an excuse to congregate with fellow sailors. But I was wise enough not to stretch this privilege, not wanting the captain getting cranky with me. On the foremast, near the deck
Another
house,
rooster.
hung an ornate bronze bell. As much as I hated it when its sharp sound pierced my ears, I was happy when it told me my watch was over. There was one particular corner on the main deck where the captain couldn't see you from the poop or front deck. Littered with boxes, barrels and sacks, it provided cover for those in a bit of a lazy mood.
Interesting.
We are standing on the weather deck right now, where you will work every day ensuring the safe passage to the colonies.
Alright.
You will be tasked with tying the knots, reefing the sails, and swabbing the decks. There will be no talking to first-class passengers, no idling around the ship at night, no begging, no fighting, no stealing, and most of all, don't get caught trespassing.
The important bit there, getting caught.
Now that sounds like a lot for you to worry about, right?
Not really. Don't think it would be a problem.
I'll manage.
That's what I thought. Don't worry, it'll get tedious soon enough. Keep in mind that the dining saloon in the deckhouse is only for first-class passengers and officers during this trip.
Alright.
This was a special request by Senator Morton, so please steer clear from the saloon if you want to keep out of trouble.
Alright.
Anyone without a blue coat should just use the service stairs through this door here. Now, is there anything in particular you would like to know?
Why is the deck house off limits?
Why is the deck house reserved for passengers and officers?
Customs, Devon. It is meant to make you work hard so one day you earn yourself a blue coat too. Were it not for the presence of Mr. Morton, though, this rule would not be so strongly enforced by the captain. Now just go through this door, past the officers' cabins, and you'll find the service stairs on your right-hand side. Down those stairs you'll find the crew's quarters and your bed.
Alright.
That concludes the tour, Devon. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have to stay out here. I'm on watch tonight.
The bosun will wake you up tomorrow morning to prepare you for the day.
Good night.
Good night.
But I don't want to.
Okay.
And take this thing back. But Ian, it's a gift. I don't need it. I don't
Okay.
need any of this. I get out. I didn't mean to get out.
Okay. I wonder what
The
that was
barrels were
about.
filled with rum. I wouldn't be surprised if they were placed there on special request. I was quite surprised to find a flag in the drawer. I'm sure it would not have pleased the Lord Protector to see our symbol of power tucked away in a nightstand.
Probably not.
I wondered if everything was all right inside.
Knock on the door?
Go away, Ian. If you want to apologize for the compass, then now is not the right time.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Excuse me, it's Devon Rensburg, sir, the new sailor. I just wanted to check if everything was all right.
Rupert Brunswick, First Officer and Navigator. Nice to meet you, Rensburg. Welcome aboard. I'm sorry for my tone. I didn't mean to be rude. I do
Alright.
appreciate your concern.
Yeah, let's apologize for intruding.
I didn't mean to intrude, sir. I was merely concerned.
Thank you. I'm fine now. But let me give you some expert advice, dear boy. Be careful whom you trust on board. Some people might not be worthy of your friendship. Keeping to yourself will save you from disappointment.
Okay.
Now, off to bed. It's very late.
Interesting. Hello,
I know
Ian.
you are out there, and even though Mother taught me to address you properly, I know your language is different from ours. Please, hear my prayer. Listen to my heart.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
A risque pin-up poster hung tucked between two opposing walls. It tried to sell the colonies on some sort of exotic fantasy. I have to admit that its delusions were once mine.
Can we go down again? Okay, good.
Few people on land know about the strict rules in the Navy. Being a sailor requires discipline and a great deal of respect for authority.
Yeah, of course.
I'll admit I did consider trying on the blue coat, but the chance of someone noticing was too high.
Yeah. Just clicking everything I can click. That's all.
The shelf contained many bottles of medicine, most of which were completely useless, since they had been bought by superstitious sailors for non-existent ailments. Boxes, big and small, were everywhere on the Herald. I wondered what was inside the one on the table, but I didn't dare to open it. The playing cards, strewn everywhere, seemed to indicate that the sailors liked to play games. I preferred to write in my journal, rather than occupying myself with such silly things. On the table stood an open bottle of wine, and there it remained for the rest of the voyage. Maybe I should have taken it to the galley to be used as vinegar. The apples reminded me of home. Looking out of the window of my small room, I used to dream about this journey while staring at the fruit trees in the garden.
I couldn't do anything with that, right? No, okay. Just making sure. I'm guessing that that's my bed. Yeah.
It was getting late. I had to go to bed.
Yep. Call it a night.
All hands on deck. The sun is out and breakfast is served on the gun deck.
And you are definitely American.
You too, boy. Ian!
Oh, I'm not well, sir. It's probably the food from last night. I don't really feel like eating anything right now.
Oh, really? Well, I don't trust Andres Bangers and Mash either, but you won't make me believe that they made you sick. That would be way too convenient for you.
I'm not lying, Caleb. My stomach tells me that something's wrong.
That's Mr. Haywood to you, boy. And I know exactly what you're thinking. You heard that Ludlow was sick this morning, so you're trying to blame it on the food.
How would he have heard that?
Nice try, boy. Now get up and start running.
No, I won't. You can't force me.
Oh boy.
I'm going on strike.
Ha! Don't make me laugh, kid. You wouldn't last a day.
I mean, maybe that will distract him. I don't know.
Excuse me, but I could take over the boys' duties for today, if that is necessary.
You the new guy. Rensburg, ain't it?
Yep.
I'm Haywood, the bosun on this here ship. If you want to help, you could report to Officer Brunswick at the helm. Needs his boy to do an errand for him. But since this wretch won't get out of bed, I don't mind you doing it.
Alright.
Though, if I were you, I wouldn't do no favor for that lazy kid.
I was up for
No
it.
problem, Haywood. I'll get right to it.
Just follow the instructions Officer Brunswick gives you. Now, off to the helm with you.
Well, I am going to end this video here. If this looks at all interesting to you, then do check it out on Steam. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!